Hello traders, Nick Shaheen here looking at Bitcoin. Stocks are going nuts. It's Friday the 13th. The VIX is 60, 70, even 80 yesterday. So wild action in the market. So let's talk about something fun that's always wild, which is Bitcoin. I don't personally trade it, but I do track it pretty well. I've done videos before and they were spot on. So let's do another one. So this is the daily chart, which is what most people look at. And it had a correction, I should say, a pretty crash, I would say, on a bad day for the market. So usually people say it's a safe haven. It's not. It's just another asset. Yes, it is an asset. Some people don't believe it is, but I could have that argument with them. It's no different than gold. You know, the only reason they have value is because people want to have value. So as long as somebody wants it, they're going to pay for it. Therefore, value. Doesn't have to mean that everybody needs to believe in it. So this is a chart that doesn't tell me much. It tells me that, holy crap, we fell, but I should buy it. I shouldn't buy it. What happens? So usually if I'm just trading, I would have to come in closer. So this is a 2-hour chart. So now I have a little better idea. That tells me that if it approaches 6,100, 6,200, I should sell it or not buy it unless I'm below it, because it's going to be resistance. So if I buy it here, this is where I would lighten up anywhere near it. And if they get over that somewhere around 6,500, it's a moving target, also would be a selling point. These are short-term comments. I'm not saying short it or not. Nothing here is a recommendation to buy or short. I'm just sharing the values that make sense to me on the chart. So these are shorter-term tactical comments. Tactical versus somebody that has a thesis longer term. Okay, so these are tactical. You go in and go out for active traders, and it trades so wide that it's a lot of money on the table there. So you have to make the difference. So if somebody's acting even faster, they have to go down to a 15-minute candle. So this tells me that, hell, it's 6,100, 59.90 is a place to sell. But if above that line, it should go to like 6,600 or so. Some sort of an inverse head and shoulder pattern-ish, loosely interpreted, because the lines with the VIX this high, and this is volatile on any day, emotions are high, so there's no hard line. The hard lines disappear. Normally I would say hard lines, but it's more than zones. So people like to use the RSI, some people this or that. For me, it's price action and levels. These don't lie. These are always true. It's not up to interpretation. It's what it is. This yellow line is where all the actions happen. Most of the action happened for this period of time we're looking at. This is where almost the same amount of action happens. So that's support, that's resistance. It's going to trade in between, but if it breaks out from either side, it's going to run up or down. Chase the breakout. Okay, so back to the daily, which I said doesn't tell us much. So we first, I do draw lines keep lines on the charts. So now I see that there was a box here from before that told me it's a resistance zone, or on the way down, it needed to hold. And in fact, you see that red line I drew? I said if this breaks, it's going to follow through lower. Let me reset this line right there. This also was a head and shoulders. This was kind of a head and shoulder-ish pattern, and boy did it play out, and then some. So clearly the lines matter. I'm going to take them out, visual noise for now. I'm going to zoom out to a weekly to see. We talk tactical, now it's overall picture. Clearly, if I was still long Bitcoin, this is not a place to panic. Not because it bounced already, because if I look left, that was well consolidated support. Remember, this is a weekly chart, so every candle is 1 week. So this is quite a bit of time. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. It's support. When it falls back to it, they're going to buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell again. And if I look further left, it was a point of contention from way before. 2017, they got to it, they fought it hard, and then decided to 20,000 we go. This is wrong maybe at the time. So they came back to it and corrected all of it. Then half as much, or a little more than half. And then they give back all of it. So that's 2 hard tests. And here's the third one. Will it hold? To me, I usually believe it holds until it fails. What does that mean? If I'm long, I don't bail here. If I want to take longs, this is where I would take them with a stop below a new low. So I will buy it because I'm assuming it holds, But if it falls below my assumption, then my assumption was wrong. I'm out. I'll take the loss and move on. That's the type of a thing. So a thesis would be, if I'm long and I'm adding to my collection of coins, then maybe this is where I would add some, especially if I'm green with my longs. If I'm long already and suffering, I would wait it out to see what happens in this battle. And if I were looking to get long, this is not a bad time to, here wasn't a bad time. Up here, it's up to the individual. This is another pivot zone, so it might hit a wall of sorts. So there's no rush to do anything except Bitcoin runs so fast. And it may rally with the stock market. I know they say it's a safe haven, but it isn't really. It's just an asset. Gold was falling with markets yesterday. So those who bought gold for safety or silver got shellacked. Bonds were falling too. So anyway, this is not crazy to be long. How's that at this level? It's crazy to start shorting it here just because you hate it. Here, it's everything I said stays true except the fact that if I want to start new longs. So if I'm strong stomached, if I good intestinal fortitude, maybe I would. How about that? Maybe if they would get above, let's call it 6,000, round number, then I would get courageous. But then again, know that I first told you that I see resistance through this whole zone, especially when they approach this one. This was a big ledge. Anytime they get back to the ledge, if somebody got started here, they're probably going to say, thank you, Lord, I'm out even. They don't just, if they added here, they go out halfway because now they're even halfway. So if I bought 10, I double down here, it goes back halfway, I'm out even. That's when they average down for a trade. I do that sometimes to fix a broken trade, unless I'm building for long term. Okay, this was an easy way just to look at Bitcoin. I don't know the internals of it, when it splits and when blah 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 blah. The charts tell me all I need to know as far as price action, and it's usually spot on because it's zero emotions. I am not emotionally involved in this on one side or the other. I can argue the pro. I can't short it. I will argue against the short against it because it's quote fraud. It's no more fraud than cash or gold. Cash that is not backed by anything other than the faith of the people, like the US dollar. It has value because people believe in the United States. That's it. There's no gold behind it. So if the United States stop working, the cash means nothing. I know it's hard to believe. Whoop. Speaking of gold, alert on gold. There we go. Let's go see what that is. I didn't plan this. Well, it's not a good alert. It's a red, which is good because here's another one where charts speak loudly. So I'm going to put the patterns. I caught gold breakout here, shared it, exited where I thought would be resistance, and I said I would re-engage higher. As soon as it re-triggered, shared it, exited near, if not at the top, and then it fell back down. Kramer here said buy it. It rallied a little bit after that, but then got shellacked. The reason I exited, the breakout has a $180 target, but the way it unfolded, it didn't give me much confidence it was going to shoot the whole thing at the same time because it was a monthly chart that told me the 180 target. So I said, you know what? I'm going to play the short term and back out. So again, unemotionally, I don't care about gold one way or another. It's as big as a fraud as Bitcoin, if you want to call them fraud, because it's a metal out of the ground. The only reason it has value is because we love it. We, the proverbial we. So now it's losing a prior bounce level, and it looks like a neckline that's lost. So this looks like a dangling thing, right? So it's just, I would not be long gold here. Okay, Nick signing out.